Welcome to the Los Alamitos preview show here, live from my office and Mike Wrona's office as well, home office. But it is the week of the first Saturday in May, Michael. So lots of things going on in the thoroughbred world with the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby. And of course, Los Alamitos, the Vessels Club, and Burgarts are both great spots to enjoy all of the simulcast action.
Without a doubt, Jose. Yeah, Burgart's proving very popular, going gangbusters. Vessels is always a terrific option, so people should come on out and enjoy the festivities locally and via simulcast. And as always, we're recording this segment on a Thursday afternoon, so allow me to wish you a happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. We're getting underway. I'm craving some chips and salsa, some margaritas after we record the show. A little bit of flavor here on Cinco de Mayo. And we got to get down to business. A pretty good 10-race program on Saturday. Lots of 2-year-old races. And I have a little bit inside info that you're going to want to look at one of those 2-year races.
Yes, there's also an attractive Pick 6 carryover,
Yes.
Jose, of almost $50,000. And I'm going to launch straight into the first leg of the Pick 6, the fifth race. You alluded to several 2-year-old races. There are 5 of them in a row on the card Saturday night. 4, I think, in the Pick 6 sequence. Maybe they're all in the Pick 6 sequence.
Yeah, they might all be. Yeah, they might all be. Let me check. Yeah, they all start with the Pick 6 sequence. There we go.
Yeah, so that's going to make the Pick 6 somewhat tricky. But I think we can at least get off on the right note with a filly going 220 yards in the 5th race Saturday night named Valiant Livy, who was quite good off the rail on debut when finishing 3rd. Horse that ran 2nd lines up against her again, Secret Success. They'll be neighbours in the gate Saturday night. And Secret Success beat Valiant Livy home. We'll see the replay here. Valiant Livy had the rail. Secret Success is wearing white blinkers, gate 5. Valiant Livy drifted out, Jose, and then drifted in. And I think it was a pretty solid effort from the rail for a filly described by her trainer Paul Jones as feisty. That was per an interview that Orlando conducted with Paul Jones a few weeks ago. I've got to think a feisty 2-year-old filly debuting from the rail has some scope for improvement. And when you factor in the expensive price tag of more than $200,000 they paid for this filly at a yearling sale last year, I think there's more to come. And she gets off the rail. And see, Secret Success, even though she finished ahead of Valiant Livy last time, was making her 2nd start. Tonight, or Saturday night, will be her 3rd. I like that angle of the first-time starter deriving benefit and improvement from the experience, and I like hitting them 2nd start in a race.
You can see we're showing the head-on as well, where she lost some momentum by drifting out as well, but the rider did a fairly good job of correcting her and give her, every bit of a shot to be able to hit the board there.
Yeah, we've even got the drone shot, and aren't they wonderful replays to add to the arsenal of the way we review races these days?
And Valiant Livy, like you mentioned, they paid $220,000 for her at the sale. So, high hopes for her. Obviously, trained in good hands in a good barn. And yeah, I remember that interview that Professor G got for us with Paul Jones, that she has a little bit of a feistiness to her. So that might be something to look forward to as far as her getting into some good battles and maybe progressing with racing experience.
Yeah, we've seen some really sharp, impressive debut winners in the 2-year-old ranks in the last couple of weeks, particularly coming out of the Lindolfo Diaz barn. But I don't see a whole lot of depth in the first-time starters in this race. If you look at Ed Burgart's morning line, the 4 horses with race experience are all at the top of the market. And the only first-time starter at single-digit odds is the Juan Alaman filly in gate 2. Interesting name, the spelling, Intuition. Mm-hmm. And that workout was impressive, that gate work that Intuition had. But it was only a week, I think, before the debut race of Valiant Livy. And I've just got to think Valiant Livy is a little more advanced in her preparation and seasoning. So I think she's got a really good shot at 7-2 on the morning line.
All right, that's a look at the first of the 2-year events on Saturday night. This does begin the Pick 6 with a carryover. So all of the baby races will be part of that Pick 6 sequence. And we also end the card with the stakes event in race number 10. Let me take a quick look ahead. It is the La Pacifica Handicap, and lots of the runners that are competing in the Los Alamitos Oaks are back for action in that race.
Yes, as if it's not hard enough working through 5 consecutive 2-year-old races on the program. The stakes race to cap off the Pick 6 is a very open event. I think you want to go pretty deep there. So this Pick 6, I think, has a chance to carry over again into Sunday. We shall see. But, you know, Sweet Tess was 22-1 winning the Los Al Oaks, and the whole deal with her was supposedly the 400 yards. Well, now she's cutting back in distance to the La Pacifica Saturday night, and there's no 22-1. I could not be putting all my eggs in the Sweet Test basket. I think you've got to go fairly wide and deep there.
Yeah, that's a competitive event there, and I'm going to back a horse that I backed in the Los Al Oaks that had a horrible trip. I'll talk more about that horse as we get Professor G later on the show. Michael, thanks so much for that selection. We'll see you out there this weekend at Los Alamitos.
Okay, enjoy. Hooroo. Racing!
All is set for the first futurity of the season at Los Alamitos, the historic Robert Adair Kindergarten Futurity, Sunday night, May 15th, with over $280,000 on the line. Fastest qualifier, Chick's First Flash, will head the field, plus top contenders, Muy Bien Corona, One Sweet Bar, Mornings with Maria, and 6 other promising quarter horses in action. The Robert Adair Kindergarten Futurity. The Futurity season is here at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
That's right. Just a couple of weeks away from the final of the Robert Adair Kindergarten Futurity, the first Futurity of the season here at Los Al. And I'm now pleased to be joined by Christopher Wade, your Los Alamitos paddock analyst and simulcast host as well. Chris, just previewing a couple of the races with Mike Wrona. Pick 6 carryover, and there's plenty of baby races, but I feel like you have a key for us in the early pick 4.
Yeah, the early pick 4. I'm going to take a look. It's a wide open event. It's a wide open allowance event. Closing out the early pick 4, I'm going to give a look to the up and coming number 4, My Queen on Fire there for Jose Flores. This one that did show ability last season prior to the debut back in April with a B workout, but had a good amount of finished okay in that affair, earned a decent figure, then took some time off and came back and was an A- worker, then came back tons of trouble the next 2 lifetime starts. And then last time, horse do that outside post number 6, took the blinkers off, and the horse broke a little slow, kind of head high, and then skied out a little bit away from the gate. Still showed some decent speed. Broke a little slow and drifted out a little bit away from the gate right about here, and was just maybe hand shoved a little bit. But look at this run midway. Big run midway. It's a nice size runner, and was striding out very strongly on own right near the wire. Was striding out very, was just starting to catch stride right there. And the horse finished well and galloped out very strong on my numbers. And with everything factored in, this number was very impressive. And with only 4 lifetime starts, more room expected for improvement. And I'm looking to give this horse a look here at 7-2 on the program, and to be one to watch there in that 4th event, closing out the early pick 4. I'll give her a big look here in this event.
What do you think about the post? Now in between horses, but she's drawn in between maybe a couple of horses that don't have a ton of speed. So I think she should be okay, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Both horses drawn to either side of her have had some trouble getting out of the gate, so she should have a clear path to the wire. And like I said, expected improvement. I'll give her a big look here in the 4th event.
All right, so that is the closeout leg of the early pick 4. Reminder, pick 6 carryover begins with race number 5. And Chris, in addition to all your Los Al selections, are you doing any simulcast signals as well?
Not this week because Sam Houston starts like at 10:30 on Saturday with the Kentucky Derby running, and Remington Park, normally one of the simulcasts that we do accept. Well, they start at about 12:30, so they are running their races during the picks, the Kentucky Derby card to get everybody there, because everybody's going to be there betting the Derby, so why not have some races and build up that handle? So they're running during the day, so we have no simulcast, but we got a nice card, and the pick 6 carryover is going to be nice size. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
So get your handicapping caps on, watch those work out, check out those breeding angles, and get that ticket in because it's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice pick 6. You got to dive in. You got to be in it to win it. So dive in with that pick 6 on Saturday night. Chris, thanks so much for that analysis. I'll see you out there this weekend also.
All right, boss. You have a good night. See you tomorrow.
See you, 5 de Mayo.
Racing. On this big Saturday of racing, Make sure to add the Los Alamitos Pick 6 to the top of your preferred nighttime wagers. This Saturday night, our traditional $2 Pick 6 has a carryover of more than $48,000. It's one of our biggest carryovers of the year. After a full Saturday of daytime thrills, don't forget the big Pick 6 carryover at Los Alamitos. Los Alamitos Racecourse, where your best day of racing may be at night.
I gotta say, I love that promo. Whoever came up with that saying, who came up with that saying? Your best day of racing might be at night. Who came up with that, Professor?
I'm gonna say 1 to 5. It was Brad McKenzie.
Really?
Our former GM, who was an outstanding in marketing.
Yeah.
Of course, the publisher of Quarter Week magazine, lots of things. Handled the daytime thoroughbred me when we first started it. I am almost 100% sure that was him.
I love that saying. Your best day of racing might be at night at Los Alamitos. And we have a tremendous 10-race program. 5 baby races as part of the Pick 6 sequence, Orlando, just to make it even that much more interesting. And a big Pick 6 carryover in excess of $48,000. So lots of things happening. And on top of that, it's Kentucky Derby Saturday. So lots of things to get excited about this weekend.
Certainly a huge Saturday for horse racing fans, a huge Saturday for us here at Los Alamitos. We're going to have a big crowd in the Vessels Club. A lot of excitement. We're getting a lot of reservations there. We still got some nice tables still available in the Vessels Club, as well as Burgars. So if you're still looking for a great place to enjoy the big day, we certainly have some outside tables here in the Vessels Club and some nice seating at Burgars. And Jose, we got a 10-horse field in the feature race on Saturday, the Miss Princess Handicap. So, the La Pacifica Handicap. The Miss Princess is going to be on Sunday. And I just took a peek at the entries for the Miss Princess. We got 10 horses in there as well. So we've talked several times about the filly and mare division. It's been outstanding this year. And we're going to get a pair of 10-horse fields in the La Pacifica on Saturday and in the Miss Princess on Sunday.
And we're not lying because, look, I got my printer over here, Orlando. Fresh off the printer. Look at these. These are Sundays. Sundays are fresh. And I'll just leaf through that. La Pacifica, grade 2, field of 10, with an also eligible there. So we'll kind of talk a little bit about that race on a Sunday night's card. But Saturday night, 10 races, big Pick 6 carryover. We talked to Mike Wrona. He gave us a little bit of a preview of race number 5. But those baby races, Orlando, look very intriguing because we got a good mix of first-time starters and also experienced runners in those fields. Yeah,
some nice horses with experience are coming back. Hayshaker is a horse that I really like. Somewhere Out West, a horse that I also like first time out. But we're getting all these runners getting ready for the Ed Million Futurity. Remember, Jose, prior to the Ed Million trials, they must have at least one start under their belts prior to going that 350-yard distance. So this weekend, we're going to see a lot of quality first-time starters. And like you mentioned, mixed in with some nice horses with experience.
All right, let's give a quick glance at this sequence, Orlando. And we talked briefly with Mike Wrona about this race. It looks like the experience is taking the majority of the play right now on the morning line per se, because of Princessa Rock, Valiant Livy, and Secret Success. They're all drawing side by side. I like the effort that Princessa Rock put up, even though she was 20-1. I like where she's drawn as well, but this is what looks a pretty interesting field to begin the Pick 6 with the field of 10.
Yeah, I'm going with the 7-8 Secret Success. I like the improvement second time out. The 8 Valiant Livy, 13-1 last out, but a solid third place finish against some nice group of runners. Corona Rose, Secret Success. So facing Secret Success once again, and like you mentioned, Princessa Rock also did nicely in that first out. So this here is, I think the experience is going to be pretty good, pretty tough to beat as well. One of the horses that I liked in this group is the number 2 horse, Into Wishing, one of the first-time starters that kind of caught my attention.
Yeah, she kind of broke our words in that 2-team set, but I like how she was, she was always keeping to task, even though the time wasn't flashy. 1280 for Intuition. And this one is from the family of actually a full sibling to Cattell Cove, one of my favorites. One of those. He's dancing every big dance Cattell Cove has. He's a half $1,000,000 earner.
Yeah, 100%, Jose. ran in the Cahuilla Bar Handicap last week. And once again, right there, I'm on the top 3 finishers in another stakes race, Cattail Cove.
All right, that's the first of the baby races. Race number 6. We're going now 300 yards for these babies in this second event of the evening. Race number 6, maidens, 300 yards. We got a field of 7, Orlando. But was there any hotter barn with 2-year-olds last week than the Lindolfo Diaz barn? They were on fire, and they've got another nice bullet workout horse in Wild Knights.
Absolutely, Jose. And in fact, Wild Knights and the workmate in that drill also did nicely. Wild Knight went 12 flat. Corona Cartels went 12-2. So 2 more really sharp 2-year-olds from, like you said, the hottest barn, one of the hottest barns here for 2-year-olds, especially coming off of last week when Lindolfo picked up 3 victories and 1 second place finish. So not only that, he's got 1 sweet bar getting ready for the kindergarten futurity next week. So things are going well for the barn of Lindolfo Diaz. Let's take a look here at Wild Knight. The horse is going to be number 6 on a Saturday night, but here she is, this Tres Seis filly working from the inside post, facing Corona Cartels. This is going to be one of the fastest time of this morning. She broke sharply, drifted in inside, and already had about a half-length lead past the gap under a hand ride. Looked very professional throughout this work and maintained the lead all the way to the finish line, and was being asked to finish strongly and did respond here. Wire-to-wire victory here for this drill, and a nice gallop out as well for Wild Knights.
And let's rewind that drill again, and we'll watch it again in the meantime, since we're going to talk about Corona Cartels. So we're going to now focus on Corona Cartels, who's in the next race, in race number 7, the number 2 horse. And Corona Cartels was on the outside of this drill, Orlando. And I do like that, Corona Cartels does seem to keep the task in this drill, despite maybe floating out just a little bit. But, working in 12:20, it's still a very good time for Corona Cartels.
Yeah, and we see here Corona Cartels takes a minor little hop out of the gate, but got rolling really fast from there, moved to the inside, kind of getting a little bit closer to the competition, shifted back outside, but was asked kind of, intermittently by the jockey, and chased hard to the wire, and another nice gallop out of all desire there past the finish line for Corona Cartels.
So 2 workers from the barn on Lindolfo Diaz, who had a very good week last week, and overall has been a very good start to the 2022 season for their 2-year-olds. And this one is going to be, Wild Knights is going to be very tough to beat. She's sitting at 6-5 in Ed Berger's morning line. From the other runners that worked in the other 2 workers in this spot, somewhere out west, the experience I think might benefit that one. Had worked in 12:40 beforehand. But what do you think about Jetting Gigi for Adan Paredes, who worked in 12:30 back on April 23rd?
I like the work as well. Another KVN Corona. They seem to be very sharp, Jose. All these runners. The breeding, Jet's Takeoff, is out of a mare from the Abigail Kawananakoa breeding tree. So a nicely bred runner, and I think the horse has a chance. I do like Somewhere Out West a little bit more, and Wild Knights, of course, so impressive after that work.
I'm gonna give you a long shot for the exacta, and that is gonna be Matilda the Eagle on the outside of Wild Knights. We remember the mare, Matilda Check. We're getting older by the minute, Orlando. Once we start recognizing these names, and we feel like we just saw them race last week, that's how fast time is flying, because we remember Matilda Check here on the racetrack at 12:70 workout, and I think there was it wasn't the cleanest of beginnings for Matilda Check, but I think Matilda Check drawn on the outside, a little bit of hesitation. She was kind of tossed her head for a stride or two, but 12:70 was still respectable. So it's going to be tough to beat Wild Knights, but a long shot for the exotics. Matilda the Eagle for me there at a 15-1 on the morning line.
Yeah, and Matilda the Eagle, like you mentioned, she was rocking her head up and down.
Yeah.
Shortly after the gate, but once she got rolling, much better.
All right, Professor. And just to follow it up, after the conclusion of the festivities of the Oaks, the Kentucky Derby Saturday, our tame race program, Saturday night, the carryover and all that. Well, guess what? You can come back and visit us in the Vessels Club, right? Because look at this promotion here. Sunday, May 8th, celebrate the evening, Mother's Day at Los Alamitos Racecourse. I've always liked this deal. So give us a rundown of what's going on.
Yeah, so if you're interested, we still have nice spaces available, but call hopefully Friday, early on Saturday, special package, $20 per couple. That gets you 2 admissions to the Vessels Club, 1 preferred parking, 2 entries to a handicapping contest, and that's only for the folks that have bought this package. So we do get a lot of people that have that are visiting the racetrack for the first time. So we want to give them a little bit of a game that they can kind of follow, get into picking horses. So you have a chance there if you're kind of an experienced handicapper. You have a chance there to maybe walk away with some little bit of money with your experience and your expertise. But every so often I see it all the time that first time handicapping starter handicapper gets that 20-1 shot to kind of pull ahead and win the contest. So fun contest, fun night at Los Al. You will also have an 8x10 portrait of the couple, freshly cut rose, and a $5 wagering voucher to complete the deal. A fun night, a fun package here. But you got to call. Hopefully Friday. Call Friday 714-820-2681, 714-820-2681, and get that Mother's Day package, Jose.
That's a cool package. I've always enjoyed that Mother's Day package. Lots of things going on, and that's a cool handicapping contest as well for people to get involved and stay in the know here as they enjoy their evening of races here at Los Al. All right, race number 7, which is the start of the late pick 4. Still a few more baby races here to get underway, but we got a couple of pretty good experienced runners mixed with some pretty good workouts. So let's focus on the first-time starters. There's Corona Cartels. We just saw that workout, Orlando. Drawn in gate 2 here, but look at both drills, 12:30, 12:20. We saw that workout with Wild Knight. So this one looks to be another live one here for Lindolfo Diaz.
Absolutely, Jose. Absolutely. So Lindolfo just keeps rolling. Jesus Rios Ayala aboard Corona Cartels, but Party Hounds, a horse that was purchased for $220,000. Let's see what kind of improvement Party Hounds has. Jump over the moon, mooning the eagle. Flashed a little bit of early speed last out, just kind of settled and faded at the end of that race. Disruptor from the barn of Elena Andrade. Corona Masfina, a fine mare, and Apolitical Jest. This colt could improve big time. I like the 6. Fire up for this one as my top selection. A Corona Cartel colt, Utah bred, purchased for $90,000. That's going to be my top selection in this one.
Good workout on that one, and I have it right here for fired up for this one. He's on the outside of this 2-team set. Like you mentioned, Utah bred. They paid $90,000 for this one and ended up putting up a bullet workout of 12:20 this morning.
So let's take a look at this work.
Good acceleration.
It's going to outwork always a chance from the outside post. Pretty quiet, waiting for the start. Broke fast, was hustled right away, responded with strong acceleration right away, and just kind of maintained the focus throughout and continue with a nice gallop out. Look at this, Jose.
Yeah.
Nice competitive gallop out here. So overall, a nice professional drill from Fired Up for this one.
And what you mentioned is that I like to kept the focus because my main takeaway is the very good professional straight path. There was not a lot of movement. There was a good gate break, good acceleration. Very professional for Fired Up for this one. So definitely looks ready to go for the barn of Monte Rosa here on Saturday night in race number 7. From the experienced runners, I like Disruptor a lot, Orlando. I think switching to the outside, we'll see some improvement. I liked him first time out, but he was stuck on the rail. Never really got going there and kind of finished evenly. I like the experience switching to the outside. So I like 6-8-2 in this race. 6-8-2 for me.
Excellent. Okay, let's move ahead to the next race number 8, Jose.
Yeah, race number 8, 300 yards for these maidens, and these are fillies only in this spot. And this is probably the most experienced runners we have in one single race. It kind of feels like
Yeah.
that, but um, Corona de Cristal and Twiggy's favorite are going to dominate the wager in Orlando. Who are you kind of leaning to in this race?
Yeah, I actually picked Corona de Cristal on top, and I went with a first-time starter, number 5 horse, Miss Teller Jess MRL, as my second choice. Twiggy's favorite is going to complete my top 3, but I'm going to go with Corona de Cristal here for my top selection.
And this one comes out of a second place finish. She was 9-1, and she actually, hit the inside part of her gate when she broke there, but she kept battling very nicely. And it was a very good effort because the winner of that race, remember her, I believe it was a very strong short price favorite. Yeah, 3-5 favorite. Remember her. So nothing wrong with finishing second that race. I put the 6 on top. Twiggy's favorite. Don't Sass KVN was one of the most impressive debut winners this season. She ended up dead heated for second. There were no match for that impressive winner, but no shame in running second to that one. And actually, I believe it was a Paul Jones, right? Trainee, Don't Sass KVN. I believe so.
Absolutely. Yeah. And,
but this was a stable mate. Yeah.
And a really nice time, 12:23 for Twiggy's favorite, 8-5. I'm going with a little bit more of a price there with the 4 and the 5. Teller Jess MRL. Harris Portofino has several first-time starters going on Saturday night. This one's is out of a full sister to Grade 1 Stakes winner, gold medal Jess. And Miss Teller MRL worked evenly from the inside post against another horse that will be making her debut, Teller Legacy MRL, on Saturday. A 3-team set there, and I like the work. I thought that she just did everything right. The jockey did not ask her too much in the final 25 yards, sat quietly through the wire. So I think this one has some late power. And
from the other first-time starters, I also kind of caught my eye a little bit with Cheers Corona. I've always been a fan of that Chalala Yes bloodline, dating back to Chalala before, and then the mother of Chalala Yes. There was some good gate speed in that bloodlines on the dam side, and 1270 I thought was a useful time for that filly for the Alipio Burgos y Valentin Zamudio and Ruben Lozano. So from the first-time starters, Cheers Corona caught my eye there from gate number 2. There's 2 races left. You know what time it is. Late double time, races 9 and 10. Race number 9, maidens, 300 yards. And in this spot, we have Hay Shaker, Orlando. Hay Shaker, I believe both of us gave this one a big shot first time out, but it just wasn't his night. He got into a lot of trouble and wasn't able to really fire a good performance. But despite the trouble, he was still galloping out with some run there.
Yeah, and that's what impressed me the most about Hay Shaker is just a very strong finish. You see him move from 6th to 5th to 3rd. And in that 300-yard race, I think this horse is going to be stronger as the races get longer, like Ed Bergar would say. And that 300-yard distance from the rail, it might benefit him. Only one horse to his right side. If this horse gets a better start, I think watch out. He could be finishing super. The horse that defeated him, Price Fixer, was a really highly regarded horse. I believe they paid like $75,000-$85,000 for that Price Fixer at the Los Alamitos equine sale. So Hay Shaker was facing a really, really strong, future standout here at Los Al.
Unfortunately for Hay Shaker, he does get the tricky inside post, but I think the experience of at least having to start out over the track should help him. I do have one workout to show here, and that is going to be Teller Opener MRL, who draws gate number 2 on Saturday night's race number 9. And Teller Opener MRL was on the outside of this 2-team set here on April 16th.
Yeah, and another one of those Harris Portofino runners, outwork Cartel Jets MRL from the outside post, like you mentioned. Excellent start. Floated a few feet out at the gap, but leveled out shortly after that and went perfectly from there. Was hustled at the midway point, responded with a good finish, and then cruised during this gallop out. So solid effort think we'll see, have the potential to see a lot more from this runner.
What I like most about it is that was kind of doing everything on his own in the latter half of that workout. The rider was not really asking for much. I like the energy. I like the finish. Taylor opener, MRL. So I actually gave this one my top selection in race number 9. I went 217 for me in this race number 9, Professor G.
Excellent. I actually went in that race number 9, number 1 Hay Shaker. I like the 7 DKAA and the 3 Teller Opener MRL. Those were my 3 selections.
There it is. So that's the race number 9, the start of the late double. And by this point, we'll all be checking wheel pace, probables, carryover or no carryover. Are people alive? How many tickles are alive, Professor? Because at this point, we're getting to the final leg of the evening. Race number 10, the La Pacifica Handicap for the fillies, 3-year-olds, 350 yards. And the fun thing about this schedule for these filly stakes, Professor, is that we get to see lots of rematches, right? We get to see lots of fillies now racing against each other, changing post positions, troubled trips, clean trips. And if you cashed with Sweet Test at 22-1 last time out, well, you're not going to get her 22-1, right?
No.
So 5-2 here tonight.
But we talked to a couple of trainers that are part of this nice race. We'll get to that in just a second, but you're 100% right, Jose. We're getting to know this division extremely well because we are seeing them every maybe 6 weeks or so. It seems like we're seeing a nice stakes race with some of these horses, and there are 5 of these ones are coming out of the Los Alamitos Oaks, that $438,000 race. They get together here in this $35,000 La Pacifica, up to good and really nice horse, really nice filly, Sweet Test right there. And we talked to Pat Vischer, and she gave us a really honest opinion of what she thinks is going to be a key here, especially coming off of that 400-yard race. So why don't we go to that interview with Pat Vischer? Pat Vischer here, the Superstar filly Sweet Test, nominated to the La Pacifica this Saturday. How is the Oaks winner doing, Pat? And looking forward to this race, of course, right?
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the distance, but her mother won this. She won the La Pacifica. Yeah, she did. So, and it was 350 then, so maybe I'll get lucky.
Yeah, and you say that because the way that she performs at 400 yards, I mean, that's her lick.
That's her thing. That's why I want to wait on running those 400 yards as a 4-year-old mare. She should fit pretty good. Like at the first of the year, they got the filly and mare race, 400 yards. Yeah, I'm going to go in that. And she's really sound. Nothing wrong with her. She's just really put herself together. So I lose my pilot.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's not going to.
Yeah, I'm going to have his brother do it.
Okay, Jose.
I lose him, yeah.
And Jose's been on.
He's been on her, and he went on her, but he on a lot lighter, easier race too. All she had to do is break, and she could win that easy. It's a maiden race, that type of thing. But this one's not going to be easy. So nothing's easy nowadays.
Yeah, and at a stakes level, it shouldn't be easy.
No, it's never. Anytime you're running for any kind of money, it's not easy.
Thank you for catching up with Pat Vischer. Professor, inside post now towards the middle part of the gate in gate number 5, and the cut back in distance here tonight are definitely different scenarios for Sweet Test.
Yeah, and of course, going from 400 to 350, that's the biggest concern for Pat Vischer, because she is going to love this mare, she says, when she's consistently going 400 yards, maybe longer. At 350 yards, she's got to break fast because we have some really sharp breakers from here right next to her. Apolitical Premier, look at those ones right there early on, and from the rail she goes up, won the Governor's Cup Futurity from the rail, Jose.
Yeah, and I really like she goes up heading into the Los Alamitos Oaks, but she just didn't break all that well, got bumped early, and that was pretty much her night that night for she goes up. So she draws the inside post, which I think okay because she's a stakes winner from that post. But this is a pretty interesting change in scenarios. How about Sweet Dash of Fire, Orlando? This one has been ultra consistent.
Ultra Consistence qualified to the Edberg Million, ran in the Los Alamitos Oaks, and a nice race in the Los Alamitos Oaks. Talked to Jose Flores about Sweet Dash of Fire, and he was having some fun there, sitting on the golf cart next to Pat Vischer. So let's go to that interview.
La Pacifica is coming up this Saturday, and Pat Vischer right next to Jose Flores. We already talked to Pat Vischer. She told us all about Sweet Test. But Jose, Pat said you have a pretty good runner that she's looking forward to facing, and Sweet Dash of Fire. You, of course, looking forward to facing Sweet Test. How is that race going to turn out? What's the key, Jose, to beating Sweet Test?
Well, just try to run a little faster than her, and she has a lot of talent. Pat Philly has a lot of talent, and hopefully we can get out the gate a little bit better than we did in the last race, and we should be a lot more competitive against her this time, So hopefully
350 yards, you bet.
Yeah, see, she's already telling me 350 yards. She's gonna be struggling, but 400 yards, I know she's a lot dangerous, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Of course, the great camaraderie of the horsemen here at Los Alamitos, but always that competitive spirit, right? You want to beat her horse. She certainly wants to beat your horse. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Once we're all friends here, we all get along great here. But once we're on the racetrack, it's everybody for themselves. You know how it is,
Everybody have a clean trip.
And everybody have a safe trip, and that's all we can ask for,
Thanks so much for the time.
You got it.
Out of that tremendous bloodline, Walk to Fire, Dash of Frida. She kind of touted herself with talent immediately coming out of the gates back in April of last season, Orlando. And she's been in some very good battles and some very good races. So Sweet Dash of Fire, one of the many contenders in this spot.
Definitely, you got La Beverly Hills also coming out of the Los Alamitos Oaks. Called it close. Majority interest. So a solid field of 3-year-old fillies here getting together in the La Pacifica. And like you mentioned, by this time, we're going to know how does the pick six stand. Are we going to see a carryover? And if not, that's okay, because we're going to have a $10,000 promotion going into Sunday's program. 10 races on tap on Sunday. And, of course, headed by the Miss Princess Handicap. So this 10th race is going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to see the return of Sweet Tess. Can't wait to see She Goes Up going from the rail. Sweet Dash of Fire, like you mentioned. La Beverly Hills. Remember, La Beverly Hills won a trial to the Los Alamitos Oaks. She ran a huge race on Oaks Trials night. And you'll probably get a nice price in the La Pacifica.
She won that night at 38-1. La Beverly Hills did. So who are your selections in the La Pacifica? I went to 1-5-3.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I went. I like She Goes Up from that rail. Sweet Tess, I think, is going to be coming on strong, and you gotta like Sweet Dash of Fire as well.
Professor G, I think they're calling for reservations. Pick up the phone, Professor.
They're listening. They're watching the show, and come on, I want to be there for Mother's Day. It's either that or Wiener Dog. I want to get my dog into the Wiener Dog. So.
That is true. Wiener Dogs are coming up. I mean, it's a busy time of this year here, Los Al. And let's be honest. Every weekend is a busy time of the year for us at Los Alamitos with our race year-round racing program. All right, I got the fresh off the presses, Orlando. The Sunday night PPs, 10 races, and you mentioned our stakes event is going to be the Miss Princess, right?
Yeah, and another rematch, Jose. We get to see Kiss Through Fire, the AQHA champion H Mare. We get to see College Scandal back in action, running second in the Dashing Folly last time out. We get to see Jet Wings 1. Of course, that upset Kiss Through Fire last time they met, and I had a chance to talk to Armando Cervantes, who will be riding Jet Wings 1 as a preview here of the Miss Princess Handicap, but he also gave us a preview of the Kindergarten Futurity. He's gonna be he qualified 3 horses to the final, and he talks about each one of them: Chick's First Flash, J Perfect, and also one Sweet Doug, the 3 runners that Armando Cervantes qualified from the trials. Let's go to that interview.
Now you're riding Jet Wings 1, a multiple stakes winner. How is this mare coming into the race? What are your feelings about her? What do you like the most of her?
You know what? Jet Wings 1, she's always been one of my favorite. She's awesome. Stands perfect at the gates. She's really fast out the gates. That's mostly, but she's pretty good. And I mean, the ground 350. It's perfect for her. She's been galloping good. She's been standing good. We took her out today and she's ready.
Moving on to next week, big night of racing, particularly the kindergarten futurity on Sunday. You had quite a night on the night of the trials. Let's talk about the fastest qualifier, Chick's First Flash.
You know what, Chick's First Flash. Always liked this horse. He's a nice horse. We raced him 220 first out. He ran good, but you know what, I thought he needed more ground, and the night of the trials, he proved that he needed that ground. He broke a little bit out, but as soon as I corrected him, he started going, and he has a lot of power.
How about the other two that you qualified?
One Sweet Doug, she's a really nice horse as well. She's a really fast breaker as well.
Okay. And you also qualified J Perfect to the final.
Yeah.
What are your impressions of this runner?
Horse is good. First out he ran a little green. This time the trials he ran a good race. I think it'll be good. It'll be tough too. I mean, all the ones we have in this barn, they're all good horses. I think they're all gonna be tough in that race.
Well, Armando Cervantes has plenty of talented options, not only in the wings with those 2-year-olds that he's got qualified to the kindergarten, but he's got Jet Wings 1, who he's ready to back-to-back wins, including in the Denim and Diamonds last time out. And that reminds me, I believe there's a full sibling or a half sibling at least to Jet Wings 1.
There is out of
Wayward Wings.
Including the Eagles, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
on Saturday night.
Yeah, on Saturday night. Yep, out of the same mare.
All right, so that's a good to catch up with Armando Cervantes. He draws the outside post with Jet Wings 1.
Mr. Leading quarter horse jockey Armando Cervantes. He's having a fine meet.
He is. That's a great preview on not only on Saturday night, so Pick 6 carryover card, Kentucky Derby, post-Kentucky Derby card, and a little bit of a look to Sunday. But I know you got some extra news for us as well concerning one of our local barns here, Los Al, right?
Yeah, I stopped by the barn of CC Perkinson just to chat with her. Crookhaven's Last is going to be running on Saturday night. And, she filled us in on what's in store for her training career. She is going to be moving her barn, her nice horses, to Canterbury Park. She feels that they fit nicely there. So we wanted to wish her the best of luck. She's been riding here she rode here for a long time. Won some nice races with thoroughbreds, with Arabians. She even had a few mounts on quarter horses, she tells me. And of course, Jose, she sat in that same chair that you're sitting now.
Yes.
On the TVG studio. She was one of the first TVG analysts there on the TVG studio, of course, at that very famous arm wrestling match with Todd Shrub. So let's take a look at CC Perkinson. She will have her final starter for the meet here at Los Al on Saturday with Crookhaven's Last. Best of luck.
I think that's a great way to wrap up the show, Orlando. Best of luck to CC Perkinson. Always fun to see her enjoying a win and stopping by to the set and saying hello. We want to wish her the best of luck in her new endeavors, switching to a new circuit, and wish her the best of luck over there and hopefully racking up plenty of wins. So that's a great way to wrap up the show, Orlando. We'll send it up to CC. Anything else you want to give out to the viewing public?
Yeah, because I think we start the interview by talking about her big win last weekend with Elemental. One of the reasons why we have this carryover, right?
Yeah, that is true. Elemental, big win. What, 16-1, 17-1, something along those lines? And actually, Crookhaven Last, the entrant was in that race as well. Was in that race, making a quick turnaround. So lots of things tying together for this interview with CC. So approximate post times, Orlando, for this week?
It's going to be 7 p.m. on Kentucky Derby night. Okay. So 7 p.m. for our 10 race program. And I have not seen the a post time yet. I'm going to guess around 6 p.m. for Sunday, Jose.
All right. Thank you so much for all that information. Thank you for catching up on all the interviews. And we'll leave you with CC. CC, best of luck out in Canterbury. We expect to we covered the races on TVG from
Yeah.
Canterbury, so hopefully we get to see Cece in the winter circle out there, Professor.
Sounds good, Jose.
All right, everybody, thank you for watching the show, and have a good night. We'll see you this weekend at Los Al.
Those gates opened, she came out there like a rocket, and I said, this is it right here. And she never looked back. And matter of fact, further she was going, she just kept on going. I was so proud of her, and she was just feeling good. And I'll tell you, the next day, I know she felt like she did something, because she just had that puffed up chest, I'm proud woman, you know. She was happy for herself.
So right behind us, Crookhaven Last, this horse that you came back with, the first horse that you started as a trainer about a year ago.
Yes, so I claimed her from Golden Gate, and she was a maiden when I got her. And she ran fantastically here. The first time out, she ran second, and I was so proud just for that right there. And then she's been really good with me, or good for me, since I've had her. And I'm gonna, she's running here this weekend, and I'm gonna close out my personal race meet with her here at Los Alamitos.
That'll be your final starter for the meet here at Los Alamitos.
Right.
You have a change in your career path here. Just tell us quickly about it.
I do. So I'm going to head to Canterbury Park in Minnesota for their race meet. My horses, I've learned to just by being with them so much that they want a little bit more ground, and so I'm kind of looking forward to getting some distance in them and having them be able to stretch out a little bit. But the sour part for me is like, this is home for me, so it's hard for me to leave, and it's been here since 1998. Race riding, and now here as a trainer. So there's so many memories for me. But I'm excited about this new direction, and I'm going to give it a shot.
Burns Ranch Stallions are strong in 3-year-old stakes. A favorite cartel won the El Primero.
Photo Golden Boy gets up to score.
Separate Interest had 2 finalists in the Los Alamitos Oaks. So did Walk Through Fire, including runner-up Fire Fast Honey.
Sweet Test comes at Fire Fast Honey in a photo.
Burns Ranch also stands Fly Through the Fire, Mental Error, Foose, and MP Shining. Let Burns Ranch help you plan your racing future.